Hello guys, Absolute Duelist here, coming at you with another round from the locals that I played with Crocodile for the first time. Now this is going to be against a Rebecca player. This is going to be an interesting one because Rebecca is obviously probably one of the better blue decks out there just because she has the ability to go ahead and consistently get cards from the deck. She may not be able to swing, but having the access to black to decrease cost, being able to use like 3,000 worlds and stuff like the True Bastardo Sword to go ahead and remove cards on the board, like it is a very, very strong deck overall and has a lot of potential to just clear high costing characters. So if you make a turn where you play a 10 cost, they can essentially remove that 10 cost for nothing. Like they do it instantly. They maybe pay like 4 Don. If they've got the Olympus on the board, they can just go ahead and kill a character, decrease something by 4. It's very easy for this deck to remove characters, and it's probably one of the best control decks out there and the most skillful control deck out there, guys. Like it's a very, very good deck. So it looks like we've both chosen to mulligan now, and I'm gonna be interesting to see how this game goes because I actually can't remember these. I'm recording these like 3 weeks after they happened, guys, because I've been busy. I've not been able to record over them. So I'm reliving the games that I played, and I really can't remember what has happened during most of them. So let's go ahead and make sure. And he accidentally put down 6 life, so we corrected that from the looks of it, and we're gonna start. So he's on the play. He goes ahead and rests 2, adds a Kyros to hand, and then passes. And I just passed with 2 Don. Damn, we did not have a turn 1 play. That's not very good for us. So he goes ahead and plays his Crocodile Colosseum, uses the leader ability, adding the Gaiats to hand, a 2k counter that can go ahead and allow him to attack active characters, which is a very decent card, but normally one you use just for counters, but can come up at times. We're gonna go ahead and swing 6 into life here. See if he takes it. He does choose to take this life. We go ahead and rest free to play a Doflamingo to go ahead and stack our deck, but we don't want any of it. Okay, so we just choose to put all of it to the bottom of the deck, and we go ahead and get 2 more Don. Okay. So far, so good. Nothing really big has happened. I played a Doflamingo. He's gone ahead and searched a couple of times. Now's the time, though, where I would assume he starts to play some characters because he needs to start being able to swing into my life to, you know, start facilitating the King Kong gun at the end of the game, right? So what is he going to do? So he's got 3 Don, he's going to rest it, and he does play that Kyros, which will allow him to trash 1 card, trashes an Olympus sadly, and then passes turn with 2 Don up. Okay, maybe he has too many cards in hand to be able to use the Rebecca ability at this point. It does look like his hand is kind of chunky, and we go ahead and swing 5 into his life. Does he choose to counter out? He does choose to use the Gaiats to go ahead and counter. Then we play a Sentomaru, putting a Don on it, then resting 2 to play a Pacifista from the deck. And I'm going to be honest, guys, Sentomaru is actually probably one of the best cards in the game, just because it's one of the few cards that actually allow you to just go through your entire deck, look at everything that's there, and then kind of get an idea of what is in your life. So it's actually just an insanely good card in my opinion, and definitely something that should be included in most blue decks. Like, for instance, I'm considering playing this in a Queen deck that I'm currently working on as well. So it's just a very, very good engine. But let's go ahead and see what the Rebecca player is going to do. He's most likely going to go ahead and swing with that Kyros into my life. Like, there's no real reason why he shouldn't, because obviously he wants to hit my life. He wants to start getting my hand size down. He does choose to swing straight into my life. I choose to take it, and he goes ahead and gets hit with a 3,000 welds. Very unlucky for him because that's just free. But he goes ahead and 3,000 welds the Sentomaru. So I guess it's a fair trade-off. And then he rests free to play a Bartolomeo to go ahead and have a blocker on the board, trying to prevent himself from getting hit because he is on full life and Rebecca does need to survive. So we go ahead and swing 5 into his life, go ahead and play a Sogyo King to return the Bartolomeo to his hand, and then it looks like we're going to draw 2, trash 2, trashing a Kuma and trashing a Kaya. So our hand must be really good. So we also go ahead and swing 7 into his life. He does take that as well. And let's see what he's going to do. So he gets his 2 Don, putting him onto the 9 Don play. Has a massive hand. Hasn't really been countering out the entire game. Like, he's chosen to keep a lot of his cards. Maybe he's just got a lot of events or cards that can't counter right now, which is why he hasn't been. But I would assume he's going to play quite a few characters at this point in time, just to start facilitating the board, because he is on 2 life. He needs to start playing things. He needs to get into the game right now, and if he doesn't, he's gonna be in a very, very sticky situation. So let's go ahead and see. He's gonna go ahead and organize his Don a bit. Looks like he's just debating. He rests 5 to go ahead and play a Sabo to draw 2, and then he'll most likely be trashing some cards that don't have counter, I would assume. Like, you want to, at this point, if you have so many cards that don't have counter, you just want to put them into the trash. You want to be able to have these cards that counter over the cards that don't, unless they're really impactful. So where is he going to go with this? He does trash those two. He trashes a Rebecca and a King Kong gun. So interesting choice to trash the Rebecca. Could have been something else, I would say, but maybe the other cards in his hand are just that good. He does also rest 4. Going ahead and... No, he's not resting the 4. Okay. Giving himself some time to think, seeing what the correct play is. Really is just in the situation where he's just collecting his thoughts, making sure where he wants to go, and he does choose to 3,000 worlds. Now, will he get rid of the blocker? No, he gets rid of the Kuma. Interesting choice to get rid of the Kuma, because he could have just swung with the Sabo, but I think he wants to protect his life more. So, we go ahead and draw for turn. Lots of cards in our hand. I'm going to rest 9 to go ahead and play that Mihawk, which is going to go ahead and put that Sabo straight to the bottom of the deck. Like, sadly, blue does have the best matchup against black cards, so it is what it is, but he goes ahead and counters the swing with the leader. He does not counter the swing with the Sogia King. And he goes on to his 10 Don turn. Okay, so we've currently got him onto the 1 life. He's got 10 Don. Where is his play structure here? Where does he go? Because he has a massive hand. He has to have lots of useful cards right now. He could have Red Rock to get rid of the Mihawk. He could go ahead and play... Well, I don't think he's got 15 in trash, but if he can get to somehow 15 in trash, he can go ahead and play the Truno Bastardo to get rid of the Usopp. But he's going to go ahead and play the Monkey D. Luffy here. Okay. Maybe he's going to put a King Kong gun on it as well, just so he can go ahead and swing into the Mihawk. But he's going to go ahead and... He's currently thinking if he wants to swing 7. Now, would it go into the blocker or would he go into the Doflamingo? I would assume he would go into the... Well, sorry, the Doflamingo or the Sogia King. I would assume he would go into the the Sogia King first, because it means that I have to choose if I want to block or not. And it could give him information. But he's going to go straight into the Doflamingo. Maybe he's going to play a blocker instead because of that. And he's going to go ahead and put 7 back, using the Monkey D. Luffy effect and probably swinging as well. So yeah, it looks like he was only on 9 cards in the trash. Okay, but what's his play structure here? Is he going to swing again? Because at this point in the game, I think he can't swing again. I think he has to make sure that that Monkey Luffy survives. So if I have a way to get rid of it, it's going to put him in a very bad position. But even still, he's not on 15 in trash, so he can't use the King Kong gun to get through my life. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does. But he does also play a Bartolomeo. And it's our turn now on the Croc. It looks like we're currently organizing our Don a bit, thinking how we can make sure we get through to his life. So let's go ahead and see. So we're going to rest 3 to play the Doflamingo blocker. Looking at the top 5, just putting it all to the bottom. Didn't want a single card in that pile, obviously. And then we're going to rest 1. Well, sorry, we're going to put 4 back to return the blocker to his hand. Okay. So we're going to swing, it looks like 8 into his life. Probably going to use that 3 for something else, maybe a blocker, Doflamingo, Missile Sunday, maybe play a Sentomaru even, but he does choose to counter for 8. We're going to go, oh no, we're going to go ahead and swing for 9. Okay, so he does choose to take that one. He counters all of that out for the second 9, and then I believe he's conceded here. He's like, I know I can't win at this point. Next turn, I can swing with the Monkey D. Luffy. I can try and do these other things. But yeah, I'm pretty sure at that point he did concede. Like, I've taken my last life. I can't do anything more. I've got the Monkey D. Luffy, but you've got the Mihawk, you got the Sogia King, you got your blockers. Like, there's not realistically anything that I can actually do. Or he just dropped his hand and it was 3 1Ks and I just didn't notice. But nonetheless, guys, that was actually an interesting game because sometimes that is how Rebecca ends up. It does end up just not really having anything in the early game, and if the deck can't establish its board, which sadly he did start to establish it with the Kyros, but we hit the 3,000 worlds, it does kind of just fall short, and I found that a lot in my testing as well, but it's still a fun game to see, especially against a Crocodile deck, a deck that's kind of on the rogue spectrum while also being somewhat in the meta one. So guys, I hope you did enjoy this match. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Absolute Duelist signing out. Later all.